Welcome back to another video review. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at the IMI Defense Z2300 low ride belt loop attachment. So I was looking for something to have as like a mid-level holster positioning system because I was using the Condor low profile, and that works, but you still have to use leg straps and everything, and I wanted something a little bit more a little bit higher still. I just don't like it wearing my holsters at my belt level, but a little bit lower. So this gives me that ability. So this product, as mentioned, is from IMI Defense, which is a company out of Israel. I bought this off of Amazon.ca for $16 plus $4 shipping Canadian, since it did come from Israel. Let's open it up. So inside this bag, you get the panel. You get a screw, and you get an Allen key. This panel is made out of military grade polymer. It's pretty stiff and solid. It supports multiple size belts. If you want to use a 2-inch belts, you just cut out these nubs, and that'll work. And I'll be showing later in the video, once I figure out some things with it, I'll be attaching this to a belt. It comes in black, olive drab, and tan. It uses the roto system, which some of you that play airsoft and such might have seen before from another company, which is Cytac. So the other reason why I bought this was I looked all over the place, and some websites say yes, Cytac products are cross compatible with this. Other sites are saying no. I asked people on Amazon, they said no. Other people said yes. So I'm going to answer that question. I've noticed that there was no videos really in English or going over if they are cross compatible. So here we go. So I've got a couple Cytac products here. I've got 1911 magazine holster. I've got the 1911 holster itself, and I have a Cytac. This is for the Glock 17 pistol holster. So they all use the roto system on the Cytac, which is very familiar. And while the cog itself lines up, or the roto system does line up, the piece of plastic right here that sits into this wheel, or wherever the roto system, is a little bit taller than the Cytac version. So right out of the box or the bag, it does not work. Here's the 1911, and this one, because of the way it sits in the style holster, if it's up here, it's okay, it's out of the way. But what I noticed is there's this lip here because of this indentation, and I'll probably have to sand that off so that this can sit if I want to use it, which is not an issue. I ended up sanding part of this down anyways on this Glock version. You can see I sanded off that because it rubbed against my finger. And then here's the Glock one, and this one doesn't have a problem being up against, but the cog just doesn't, or the roto system just doesn't seem to want to sit flat and flush. So out of the box it doesn't work. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Dremel, and I'm going to sand this down a little bit and just take a little bit off of the edges and see if I can get this to conform with this, because the roto system itself does match up and line up. So I'm going to go do that in a little bit. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. I just ended up sanding down this top one so I could show the difference. And as you can see, it's just like 0.5 millimeter. It's not much that you have to take off. But I ended up using a Dremel with a sanding disc just to get down as far as I needed quickly. And then I just cleaned it up with the X-Acto blade a little bit. And then just to get that little bit extra, I use these hobby sanding sticks that I use for styrene scratch building. And I end up just smoothing it out. After doing all that, so this one here hasn't been done. You'll see, won't sit on there, won't conform. But now that I've done that on the top one, you'll see, you can see it all lines up, it conforms, and it'll lock in. So I have a holster here, and we'll screw it on and See how it works out. There you have it. It's locked on. It's not moving. It's good. Get in there. Tighten it up just a little bit more. Yeah. So, while out of the box or out of the bag, you can't use the IMI defense with a Cytac product. With a little bit of modification, just a little bit of sanding, you can get them to work. The cog or the roto system does work. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to remove these two nubs. I'm going to sand off these as well so I can reposition the holster to where I like once I figure that out. And I'm going to put this onto a 2-inch belt that's configured with my battle belt. And I'll be right back. Alright, so I have the IMI Defense Z2300 panel attached to my inner duty belt with the outer battle belt on here. Just a close up here so you can see. Got the 2-inch belt comes through. I took off those little nubs that are in there so it will fit on this belt. I have it set to the middle setting on the panel. Seems to just drop it down a little bit more so that I can draw easier. I like it. I like the fact that I don't have the leg straps anymore on here. It's on here sturdy. It's not going anywhere. So, very happy about that. As you can see, no shifting after I did the modifications. I also did the modification on the holster itself so that it wouldn't interfere and bunch out. So I sanded that down. So yeah, with a little bit of modification, Cytac with the IMI Defense Z2300 works really well. I like it. Alright, so the next thing I want to show is the fact of sitting. So I'll be right back. I'm going to set that up so you guys can see it because I've seen some comments about people saying they're sitting and that their holster is like twisting and stuff. So I'm just going to show what it looks like while I'm sitting. Alright, so now sitting in a chair. I'll just move over a little bit here. As you can see, the holster isn't touching the chair, so if you're sitting in a vehicle, you'd be alright. Maybe if you had it on the 3rd tier, the lowest setting, yeah, your holster may be hitting the chair. This is a 1911, and it's got a little bit longer of a barrel than most pistols, so it works fine. As you can see, no shifting, still nice and solid there. It's not in the way of me sitting, so I don't see the issue. Like I said, if you're using the top level or the middle level, you should be okay. I can just see it maybe being an issue on the 3rd level down. Alright, so I'll be right back in a couple seconds here. Alright, so there you go. Cytac holster being used with the IMI Defense Z2300 low ride belt loop attachment. Basically, it's just like a drop leg panel for mid-range. I'm just going to take the pistol out here. Another reason why I wanted this panel instead of what I was using before with the drop leg from Condor was that every time I wanted to switch my holsters, I had to undo this MOLLE adapter from off the panel. I'd have to undo the zip ties because these sort of are finicky and will come undone. And also the fact that my Cytac holsters attach 2 different ways. This one screws in from the top, this one goes from the bottom. So on the bottom here you can see I can remove these nuts and just put my screws in the opposite way and still use this, and it just makes it a lot easier for transferring my holsters depending on which one I want to use at the time. Again, I'll just show I removed the nub that was on both sides so that I could fit a 2-inch belt through, and it fits perfectly and conforms underneath there, no issues. So yeah, very happy about that. Again, out of the box or out of the bag, the IMI Defense won't work with the Cytac, but with a little bit of modification, just a little bit of sanding, you can make it so they will work together with no issue. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Have a great day, have a great week, and take care.